If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This month, what are we in? This month, we could get to 1 million subscribers and you could help me get there. And when I say we, I don't just mean me and Brittany Page and the people who work for this channel. I mean you, we. I consider this a group effort. If you haven't subscribed, if you just get my content served to you, please take that next step and subscribe. I'm fewer than 50,000 away from 1 million subscribers. I know it's kind of a feather in the hat moment, but anyway, I appreciate you very much. You're hearing a lot of talk about a constitutional crisis that's, it's on the horizon. We're soon to face a possible constitutional crisis, you'll see in the headlines. We're there. We've been there for a while. Donald Trump's DOJ filed paperwork to a court, sworn court documents. This isn't some legal team, some private legal team. This is the Department of Justice of these United States filed paperwork, court filings in a federal court to a federal judge, and they lied. How do we know they lied? Because I have in my hands a 1.5-page document that is notice of correction. This is related to the shuttering of USAID, the illegal shuttering and stopping of funding that has already been appropriated by previous Congresses, signed by previous presidents. Laws, budgets, not only are moral documents that signal our intentions, that signal our priorities as a society, as a country. They're not just moral documents, they're also laws. You can't just decide willy-nilly, we're not going to do that. The money's already been appropriated. It's already been earmarked. It's already been set aside. They're lying because they told a federal judge, only about 500 people are going to be laid off or placed on leave, not laid off. And also, only future contracts are going to be impacted by this move. And a federal judge made decisions based on that particular statement that was filed, sworn oath by the Department of Justice. And now they're like, oopsie, we have to make a correction. And it's not that we said 500 and it's 600, or that they said 500 and it's 800, or even that it's 500 and it's double that. Or triple that, 1,500. No. More than 2,100 employees by a factor of 4, more than 4, orders of magnitude more they lied about. And it's not just future contracts, it's all the contracts, past, present, all of them put on hold. They lied to a federal judge. Look, it is difficult to put into words the dangerous situation we are, the absolute constitutional crisis where an administration using their arm of justice, the Justice Department, will just go to a federal judge and just fucking lie. Will just make up lies, make up numbers that they know to be untrue. Here, I'm going to read, it's very brief, but I'm going to read this to you so you can really get your brain around just the situation we're in here. This is notice of correction. At a hearing on February 7th, this is from the Justice Department, at a hearing on February 7th, 2025, held approximately 3 hours after the TRO motion was filed, counsel for defendants made 2 factual representations in good faith, they say, on the basis of facts. Were they facts or were they lies? Even here in their correction, they're not telling the truth. They're spinning this rather than just being straight up. On the basis of facts provided by defendants immediately prior to the hearing that require correction after receiving additional information from defendants in the days following the hearing. With the benefit of more time to review available data over the weekend, defendants, that means President Donald Trump, that means the United States government run by Donald Trump, that means the Department of Justice. Defendants came to understand that more than 500 employees were placed on administrative leave prior to February 7th and notified counsel for defendants of this new information after the court had entered the order. As explained in the recently filed declaration, approximately 2,140 employees had been placed on administrative leave by the time of the TRO hearing. In compliance with the court's temporary restraining order, all of these employees were removed from administrative leave. Additionally, although Secretary Marco Rubio's January 24, 2025 directive only froze future contract obligations, payments on existing contracts were paused as well as part of the efforts by agency leadership to regain control of the organization's spending and conduct a comprehensive review of its programs. So they're saying, yeah, we know we told you it was only future contracts, but yeah, look, everything got canceled. Sorry, Judge, we were rushing to do our filing, which means either, and I believe it to be intentional, I believe they're lying to a federal judge in sworn court documents, but even if we're trying to extend the benefit of the doubt to these people that we don't need to extend because they've showed who they are. They're liars. They've demonstrated their character and their reliance upon or duty to the facts. We know who they are. We don't need to extend the benefit of the doubt. But even if we're to fake it and act like we are, then they're just not doing their jobs. We were rushing, so we just grabbed whatever numbers. Well, if you're swearing to the veracity and the truth of your filing, it's on you. Final paragraph, defendants sincerely regret these inadvertent misstatements based on information provided to counsel immediately prior to the hearing and have made every effort to provide reliable information in the declaration supporting their opposition to a preliminary injunction. And then you'll see all the names here of all of these fascist jerk-offs who work for Donald Trump and the Department of Justice who lied to a federal judge. We are in the thick of a constitutional crisis. It's not on the horizon. It's not something you need to squint real hard to try to identify. This is it. They're telling us where we are. They're ignoring federal judges. They're lying to federal judges. We're having morons like Scott Jennings and Chris Sununu go on and follow the lead of J.D. Vance and just saying, ignore the judges. Who cares what they say? They're not a co-equal branch of government. Constitution be damned. Who cares about Article 3 of this document? If you don't know, Article 1 controls Congress, and Article 2 is the presidency. Article 3 is the judicial branch. Maybe that kind of elementary level civics should be taught within Republican circles. Certainly the lawyers who vetted and drafted Project 2025, certainly they know, right? Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. Please call once. If you start calling more than once, the second, third voice, it's not going to get listened to. Not enough hours in the day to even do this. Sometimes I have a hard time getting through them. So please be kind to your humble host. Please consider supporting this work. That's another way to be kind to the humble host. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Dollemore.com is an option to buy a mug or some merch or a t-shirt or a tote bag or just link to Brittany Page's show or go subscribe to the podcast. All ways to support the show. Primarily though, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, if my videos just get served to you, just subscribe. Good times. Get us to 1 million before the end of the month. I know we can do it because I know like 60 or 70,000 people subscribed last month. So anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another.